If you're ready to harness the power of your communications data, blast off with Nylas today.
Hello and welcome to Coding with Nylas, the live stream where we talk about programming, APIs, and more. So before we begin, today it's a very important day. It's July 28th, which means it's Independence Day in Peru. So allow me to say Felices Fiestas Patrias. Okay, now we can continue. So, as you remember, on the last two episodes, we spoke about Python full stack frameworks and how to create an interface to send an email. So we start with nice GUI, then we move into Reflex, and today we're gonna take a look at Solara. So sorry, this is not the one. So today is gonna be how to send an email using Solara. Um, Before we go and jump into the demo, let me remember to please like and subscribe our channel. Click on subscribe, click on the little bell to get notified once we have new episodes. Like our videos, leave us comments, let us know what you do like, what you don't like, what you would like to see in the show, and just show us your support and love. Please, we always appreciate that. Also, don't forget that we are present on We Are Developers World Congress, which today is the last day. It was from July 26th to July 28th in Berlin City Cube. I'm not sure if it's already ended. I'm not sure what time is right now in Germany, but we were there. Ram presented how to use Hugging Face and Nylas to reply emails. It was pretty cool. And we were using the hashtag WeAreDevs. So let's go and see the demo. So I'm going to share my screen as always. And I'm going to run here Solara run. And it's email send. Yeah, email sender.py. So I'm going to click on return. And that's going to open my browser, which is Arc, by the way. And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Not so much because we have a message in here. So if you remember when we did the Reflex one last week, we had a little green label where we put a message saying like the email was sent successfully or there was an error on sending the email. So in Solara, we're going to use the same. It's going to be this little tag here. And we're going to have basically the same interface. So we're going to have the recipient, the name, the email, the subject, and the body of our email. Here, we can put a name manually, or we can just grab it from this combo box or select. And this is going to grab our contacts. So when we select, for example, myself, it's going to grab my name and it's going to grab my email. Then we can put a subject, which can be hello from Solara. And here on the body, we can say we're sending this email from a live stream using Solara. The cool thing of this component here for the body, it's Markdown, so we can actually use Markdown to make it nicer. I'm not going to do it right now, but we could. And actually, let's say we put this. So we're going to see when we receive the email that this is Markdown. So I'm going to press send email. And here on the bottom, we should see a little message saying that it was successful or not. So I'm going to click on send email. And see, the email was sent successfully. And I, again, miss an S. So I'm going to fix that when I presented the code. So before we do that, let's go into Solara Devs. If you haven't played with Solara before, it's a pure Python React style web framework. I find it very interesting. It's really cool. And one of the nicest things is that you can use it to create web applications, but you can also use it inside Jupyter notebooks, which is amazing. I mean, I'm not a user of Jupyter myself. I haven't used like a couple of times. But the cool thing is that you can actually kind of like create widgets inside Jupyter, and that's pretty amazing. I think it kind of like extends iWidgets, so you can create a whole lot of new things using Solara. So it's just great. So time to check our email, and here from Solara. We're sending this email from a live stream using Solara. Okay, didn't work for some reason. The Markdown probably did it wrong, but it's Markdown, as we're gonna see when we jump into the source code. So here we are. As always, we need to import our dependencies. We can import Solara, Solara alias. We're gonna import it from. We're gonna import RB for there. We're gonna get our .m so we can check our m files, and we're gonna import Nylas. We're gonna load our environment variables, and we're gonna initialize our client to be able to connect to Nylas and use all the endpoints. So let's go down and see the UI, which is this one here. And you can see the structure is way different from NextGUI and from Reflex. I really like the way Solara does things. So here we have a small annotation. And here we have, so this is a method that is going to fill the name and the email once we press the combo box. So let's take a look. Down here should be the UI. Here is the UI, actually. It was a little bit hidden. So here we are actually defining the markdown, which is going to be used as the email body. So we're saying here markdown test and set markdown test, Solara use state, markdown initial. So this is not really a part of the Solara components for a form, but I found this in a forum and I just use it and it works just fine. So here we're going to say we're going to have a Solara card, which is going to be our main environment, let's say. And we're going to have a column, so we're going to have it centered. Here we're going to call the Solara markdown, just to put a title, email sender. Here we're going to have our select, which is going to be called recipient. The value is going to be the recipient. The values on the select or the combo box is going to be contact list. And when we click on one of the elements, we're going to call field details to fill the name and the email. We're going to have a couple of input text for the name, the email, and the subject. And we're going to have a text area, which is going to grab whatever we have on the markdown. And then we're going to have a button that we're going to click to be able to send the email. And here we're going to have a success message that we're going to use as our notification system, just like we do with Reflex. So here we're going to have the message. We're going to define the outline icon, and this is going to make this notification look a little bit different. So we can put an icon there. We can put it like a background color. We can make it look different, which is nice. So once we have that, what we want to take a look is what happens when we load the application and we are filling this with our contacts. So this should be here. So once we initialized our client, we're going to create a couple of variables, just like we did actually in NextGUI and in Reflex. We're going to create a contact list and an email list. So the contact list is going to be an array of all the names, and the email list is going to be a dictionary, which is going to hold all the emails using the names at the keys. And we're going to have some reactive components because we want them to be updated, right? So we're going to have the recipient, the name, the email, etc. So as always, we're going to grab the first 5 contacts for our group. So we're going to go into our contacts endpoint. And we're going to say that we want to grab it from the address book. We want only 5, and we want this group, which is the CRM group, which I usually use for live streams. We're going to loop that. We're going to concatenate the name and the last name or surname. And we're going to also create our dictionary. Once we have done that, We're going to have here a placeholder for the email body, which is a markdown initial. And we're just going to strip that so we don't have any extra space in there. So when we click, let's say on red heart, you can see that we get the name and the email. We're going to call field details. And I pass through here because we need to pass something for some reason. It didn't allow me to be empty. So here what we do is just name set, recipient value, email set, and just grab it from the dictionary. So when we do here this name set and email set, it's because we have here the name and recipient as reactive. So we are able to actually update their values kind of like on the fly. For the send email, as usual, we're going to create a draft first. We're going to grab whatever we have on the subject, on the background test, on the name, on the email. And we actually need to turn it into a string. Uh, it's actually a reactive component, so we cannot use it straight. We need to transform it into a string and then use strip just to remove anything that it's on the sides. We want to pass on the draft to the name and the email. And we're going to say send the email. And if everything is all right, let's fix it here. Email was sent successfully. Otherwise, please let us know that an error occurred. And on the finally, we're just going to clean up everything. So that's it. Pretty short code. It's actually like only 88 lines, which is pretty small. So actually, we're going to do a small comparison. If we go into the nice GUI one, this one is also 88, so it's kind of like the same. And if we look for the reflex one, should be this one. This is like 119, but it's only because the way they handle things, right? I'm just surprised that the nice GUI and Solara are exactly the same in terms of lines, which is kind of funny. But you can see we were able to send the email. It worked fast, it worked nice, and we were able to actually put a little message saying that everything went all right or everything went wrong. So let me stop sharing my screen, and let me remind you that we have live streams every Wednesday and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. And excuse me, a little bit of the allergies. So also, let me remind you to engage with us on social. Go to Twitter, go to LinkedIn, YouTube, streams, TikTok. We're at Nylas. So you can find us there. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's very important for us that you like our videos, that you subscribe to our channel, because the more likes we have, the more subscribers we have, the more we can keep producing these live streams. And if you would like to be a guest, please let us know. Just shoot us an email, send us a comment, or engage with us on social. That would be amazing. And let me see what else. I have something important, because remember that next live stream, we're going to be talking about an introduction to the Mojo programming language. So I was lucky when they just released Mojo. I signed up for their sandbox environment, and I got access pretty quick. I didn't play with it much at first because I was busy with other languages. But I recently sit down and I start trying to make something useful with Mojo. Probably not that much useful, but at least preparing something that we can show, or that I can show in a live stream, that is going to be kind of beneficial for you to see how Mojo compares to Python, and how can you start using it to create some simple applications. because right now it's only on the sandbox. There's no way you can use it on your local machine. I hope that comes soon. That would be amazing. So we're gonna see that next week. I hope you have a great weekend. And as always, don't forget to check our developer.nylas.com with our documentation. It's improving every day. We need your feedback. Please go there. If you like something, if you don't like something, click on the little face and please leave us a comment. If you don't do that, we don't know what we need to fix. Because sometimes people go like, "Oh, I don't like it. It's ugly." Yeah, but why? What can we do to make it better? Just let us know that. Via social. Sorry, what's that? Small mosquito. Via social or leave us a comment on LinkedIn, on YouTube. So that's it. I hope you like it. This small 3 series videos using full stack Python framework is over. So I hope you like it. And see you next week for the introduction to the Mojo programming language. Bye. Take care, everyone.